では早速ですけれども行きたいと思います。Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Gary from PSYGIG 株式会社。皆様拍手お願いします。So Gary, are you ready to go?
Yep.
All right, let's get started. どうぞ。
Hi everyone, I'm Gary from PSYGIG. Our company mission is to accelerate data-driven mobility. There is a trend for development work that were traditionally done manually to be democratized by a platform. First with CMS like WordPress for web page creation, then with game engine like Unity for mobile game development. And now at PSYGIG, we do the same to mobility IoT by supporting the development process and the production deployment. The market expects hundreds of millions of mobility IoT, such as self-driving car, autonomous drones, and humanoid robot to be deployed in the next few years. However, the real world is very complex for these devices to navigate and to operate because there are too many use cases, too many hardware configurations, and too many software versions to handle. Nowadays, enterprises are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per month for those consulting firms to develop POC or customized solutions. We have talked to hundreds of robotic organizations, and we learned that there are a lot of features and modules that they needed to develop, very, very common. So we built this platform, open platform for engineering intelligence, so that any member in the organizations can stay informed of the mobility IoT. So it consists of API, SDK, and the SaaS, so that the device owners can manage, monitor, and analyze the operations of those machines from development to production. Let's take a look at one of the use cases for one of our customers, which is a drone maker in Japan. Whenever the customer encountered issues with the machines, previously they had to take the data, copy SD card to the local computer, upload to Google Drive, and then contact the salesperson or the customer success, who then have to ask the engineers for help. We automate this process, provide them tools for issues management. So now they will go into the platform, which shows data from multiple of their customers. And they would learn everything about the machines by using the 2D, 3D visualization. They can look at the metrics and also get real-time video from the machines, so that they can respond to the customer without bothering the engineers. The engineers then can have more time to work on the main product. So compared to a consulting firm or managing a team in-house, we would support more features and more use cases at a significantly lower cost. So we charge $1,000 for access to the hosted SaaS platform, $100,000 per year to have access to the source code, and also the license to build on top of it. We just launched our private beta, and we have a few early customers who are now trusting their highly confidential data for machines that goes on critical commercial operations, such as bridge inspection in the city, agriculture in the suburbs, or even delivery across islands in Japan. So our vision is to help organizations build safer and highly efficient systems. Connect with us on Facebook, website, or email, and access to our early platform so that we can help you outcompete in the mobility IoT market. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。
では Q&A お願いします。
福田さんお願いします。はい。
So thank you for the presentation. I think that your use case can be applied to the many customers. But my first question is, who is your core customer? Who is your first target client?
Right. So we are focusing on the startup with $10 to $30 million funding because they can make decisions within a few hours. And we're focusing more on the drones market in Japan right now. But we're moving on to supporting new vehicle types and even going to new markets such as the US or the Switzerland.
Okay, and I think there are many startup or company who will provide this type of productivity improvement platform. Mm-hmm. And do you have any differentiation, or what's your core competence compared with the existing other many competitors?
So there are companies that provide data analytics platform. It's usually closed source. Our strategy really similar to WordPress or Unity. It's really about going open source community. Big company don't usually execute this. So as a smaller startup, this is our strategy to go after those platforms, giving people access to the source code as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last question is, your product, is it very easy to deploy to the client, or do you need your engineers to do that integration work with the client?
So that's also another advantage for consulting firm, where like if they were to do a consulting custom work, it would take a few months before they see it. For us, it's like within days or within hours actually. But if they do need some customization, we are more than willing to do that as well.
Okay.
ありがとうございます。榊原さんいかがでしょうか。はい。
Thank you for presentation. Why you choose this stage? Why you focus on Japanese market?
Okay, so I was actually working as an engineer in San Francisco in enterprise SaaS, and in Silicon Valley, there's more a mobile and web company at that time. But this idea is really about we are serving the engineering company, robotics company, and there are definitely a lot more here. And they're actually growing and getting more funding to develop their robotic solution. So we are very fortunate to be here for the market.
Thank you. How many Japanese member in your team?
We have right now 1.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very
but
much.
we are looking to hire more as
Okay,
well.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
はい。山岸さんお願いします。
Have you already released a commercial version of your platform?
Yes, there are paying
How many
customers.
users do you have?
The actual user is about 10 to 15. Yeah.
Most of them are drone company.
Yes. So far, yes.
Are they operating drone by themselves, or are they? My question is, as your customer is a drone maker or a drone user?
Yeah, there's a distinction between drone maker and drone operator. We are mostly focusing on the makers, the engineering firms, the engineering teams. Yes.
I think there are not so many drone
Right.
makers in Japan.
Our business will scale not necessarily by the company, but by the units, like how many units they would deploy to the production. So they are actually increasing quite a bit. So
I see.
はい、ありがとうございました。日本語の質問でもよかったんですけど、皆さん英語で、はい、通されてしまったんで、はい、出る幕がなかったです。はい、ありがとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございました。